With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from FedEx Field. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. John Randall dropping the hammer.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a first down.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. First down carry for Henry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Henry is in. Touchdown, Commanders. So good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case it...
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Willie Lanier. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They go play fake. Mahomes on the move to his left. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
People can't see this, but you've got a ball in your hands now, and you've got the thing locked in pretty well. You've got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. Makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you had run that play, you would not have fumbled. I can tell you that.
Maybe.
This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry.
And this is going to be a Commander's first down as he'll get this up to the 25.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
He's going to loft one deep left side here.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean.
And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now left side on the swing pass. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game. But I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. The kick by Sanders is good.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg, and boom, over the crossbar.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
A gain of 14, first down Commanders.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Henry up the middle. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Quadre Diggs. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Derwin James with a pick.
the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Out of the gun, it's going to be Samuel with a run.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. On second down, Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On play action, it's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. A slim deficit here in a 1-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Finding room at midfield. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Well, not many teams use the fullback in the passing game. Heck, not many teams use a fullback anymore in the NFL. And even with those that do, you don't typically see a lot of big plays when the ball is thrown to him. In this case, it exceeded expectations.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Well, he's going to go for it all.
Credit to the defense.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter.
Like 22, he's coming. Cowboy 80. Game situation. Let's go.
Back to throw here. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
On 1st and 10, it's Samuel. And he powers his way up past the 30. The defensive end, Cameron Wake, brings him down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down, because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
We got 4. We got 4.
On 2nd down, here's Henry.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught right side by Anderson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
It's a 1st down Washington on a pickup of 18. They'll give it to Samuel. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Again to Henry.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for a 4th quarter lead. Gano's kick is good, and they take the lead here by a point, 10-9.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the fourth quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here's Madison running left.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They go play action. Now Mahomes forced out to his left.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
Down at the 25.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Commanders will add to their fourth quarter lead. So an important drive for them there. They're not home, but momentum, Charles, definitely in their favor now.
And I like the point you just made. They're not home yet, but a 1-point game, and if you kick the extra point, make it an 8-point game. Only one score, but you're right. Momentum definitely in their favor right now.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Play action. Now it's Mahomes rolling to his left. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Mean Joe Green in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Here's Mahomes.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The pitch to Henry. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And there will be a break in the action here. They're going to take a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On third down, Henry.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Again, it's Henry.
Alex Highsmith there on the tackle.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. It happened in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise. He's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On the carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Wilson now off the bootleg. Out to his, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Now he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10.
Down at the 31. The slot man in motion right. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. That's complete to Dissly, the tight end. Touchdown, Jaguars. Will Dissly, 31 yards.
And the Jaguars get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you don't like that call on the opening drive of the game.
It's a very strong limb that you're out on right now. Okay, and look, the game between college and the NFL continues to creep closer, but that is truly a college play, not an NFL play. Because you'd snap the ball from the 3-yard line there, whether it's going for 1 or going for 2. So it makes sense to try it that way, to maybe fake it. In this case, from the 15, makes 0 sense.
And now your lead's just 6-0 instead of 7-0. Now a throw here to his running back. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 12 and a Commander's first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Here's a 2nd and 7. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry.
He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
William Golston in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Well, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Jags grab it. And the return will stop right around the 25. 6-0 our score after 1. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown, they got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
After the sack on 1st down, Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlinesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And the Jaguars send out their punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is caught. And the ball is knocked out.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Running left, it's Henry. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Derrick Henry taking it in from 11
yards out. And the Commanders strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And now he's got him in a great spot at the 8-yard line here, 1st and goal. So problems there on the return, very costly, not what you need when you've just surrendered the lead.
Not at all, because this now has a chance to really snowball on them quickly. Their offense was on the sidelines talking about getting on the field and getting that score back.
This will be caught at about the 6. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll set up to throw.
Touchdown, Washington.
Greg Jennings from a yard out.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Wilson. He'll check this down to Lynch, complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Night Train Lane.
And he will bring this one back.
This will wind up incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that? What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film when it was to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer, Night Train Lane.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the 2nd quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
Well, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Lynch. So 2nd and 4 from the 22. They go play action now. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. That is caught by Carmichael. Touchdown, Jaguars. Harold Carmichael. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown to his tight end and let him take care of business.
That's caught, and he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Boy, still a half-plus to play, but it is a 2-score game. They're going to go onside kick early.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent. Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
Looking deep for Julio. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
He'll look to throw. He'll fire a desperation throw for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Final play of the half. We'll see what happens.
And a high throw there as this is knocked.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. To 0, and this is not the way. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A give running right, Gibson. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. On second down, here's Gibson again. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
That play ended for a net loss thanks to Javon Hargrave. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now back to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Carlson now to add the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And that will be caught. But out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six.
If he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Stroud on 3rd down now.
Dancing to his left. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And some space here. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown. A big play there. 76 yards. And the NFC has taken the early lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. They'll try and run it here. And he will get in to make it 8-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man complete.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders.
Julio Jones, 81 yards.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it, so they take just the 1 here, and that makes it an 8-7 game in the 1st. So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. We're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
The disaster there, I mean, you saw it coming. The pressure gets knocked down, the interception.
Sometimes the best throw you make is the one you
don't make.
Exactly. Take care of the football. He'll also learn how to shrug his shoulders, take the proper slide steps to alleviate some of the pressure. But occasionally, like the one we just saw, sometimes just hold on to the football and take the hit.
Now a play fake here on first down. Slide it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through, and they stake claim to the lead here. It's 10-8. 3 points. The end result.
Yeah,
They will send this one away.
Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Play action. Here's Stroud.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 40.
And Brandon, how many times have we talked with these rookies out there, and then we finally hear from them that the game slowed down and they're able to handle things? Not so far for this rookie, because right now, back-to-back drives, they picked him off. Not college football anymore. He's got to find a way to handle what these defenses throw at him.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3 except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
2nd and 3.
He's got his man. It's Andrews.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
They keep it with Henry on first down.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson.
A 21-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead.
I thought as that was developing that he might actually keep it, but the right decision, obviously, to hand the football off.
And some teams do a really nice job of taking a little bit longer at the mesh point, meaning where he's going to hand it off or keep it. Sometimes they ride it maybe a step longer than others. That allows him to make the proper decision and have the right person end up with the ball.
And it paid off with a long touchdown run.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The offense for the NFC ready to get their next drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. John Randall forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Stroud now on 4th down.
And Steve Smith hauls it in.
And he will be taken down, but not before he's got the NFC first down. So they take a chance on 4th. Why not in this game? And it's going to pay off with a new set of downs. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
And I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
He finds Taylor, complete.
Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll go play action here with Stroud.
Rolling to his right.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Stroud now on 3rd and 2. Open man is Taylor. He's got it.
And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Stroud. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Colin Johnson. As time expires in the first half. And the NFC has now cut it to within 1 score. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie, because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway.
A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Hey, check that. Street. You got time. Ready.
They'll run it again with Henry. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down. They'll look to throw here on first down. Oh, look at the juke. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. He'll look to throw. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Jennings. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Derrick Henry, a 3-yard touchdown run. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come and have to report like they're eligible. But
this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. On the bootleg, Stroud.
He'll buy some time right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
4th down, Stroud going to try to throw for it.
Oh, going deep here for Taylor. It got his man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Gets past one man. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at FedEx Field.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10.
They'll roll him out right. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Being chased out left. That one will be incomplete. He caught it but could not stay in bounds for the long connection.
Yeah, we kind of sensed that one. He got a little too far forward before throwing, and that one will set them back.
And remember, the NFL level, being aware of where the line of scrimmage is crucial. And here's the other part. Any part of the quarterback's body that's near that line of scrimmage, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. So he was clearly over the line.
5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.